Hello, folks, and welcome back to Skaditch. I thought it's been a while since I updated things that were going on. I've lived for 71 years and rarely had any altercations with police. I was a truck driver for over 30 years. And the only time I really had altercations with police is when I went through a way station and they would call me in, check my paperwork and all. And they've always been very cordial, very nice, very polite, very professional. Okay, later in life, I've retired. Okay, and my my first encounter with police is, my first, um, I don't know, aggressive encounter with police when I got thrown to the ground by two Guilford County deputies that were bigger than me, and they had to throw me to the ground. Well, I sued one of the officers, and I won that lawsuit, as many of you know. I got a monetary settlement out of that from one officer. And then the next time, I pull up into this U-Haul area, and I see these UNCG police officers. This is the college police officers. They've got this guy sitting on the ground. So I start recording them, okay? And I right away have this one cop, his name is Derek Vernon, and he comes walking up to me. He says, "You got to record back there." Doesn't say where back there. I mean, what, a yard, 100 yards, 500 yards? He doesn't say where. But then he immediately walks into me and pushes me with his hands, okay? And I can't show you that video because it's on a do not disseminate. All right? And the thing is that after I took a couple screenshots off of that video and put them up on my last video. It said UNCG update. Well, when I did that, the North Carolina Justice Department sent me a letter saying they were going to tell the court to hold me in contempt because I put a couple screenshots of the faces of the officers that were totally ridiculous, in other words. So I went to court on that, you'll be happy to know. And the judge pretty much said, this is ridiculous. Just define what you don't want him to disseminate. So I went home. I had the chief of the UNCG Police Department there. I had a attorney from the North Carolina Justice Department there coming after this 70-year-old retired trucker because I put pictures of officers on my YouTube channel. Oh my God. And you know what? Sergeant Smith of the UNCG Police Department was the one that signed this affidavit that he was so hurt. I mean, people are going to see this and maybe see I'm a bad guy and I don't know what I'm doing. So please, throw the entire, weight of the North Carolina Justice Department at this 71-year-old truck driver and get him to take my picture off of his C channel. All right. So anyway, that's what happened. Nothing came of it. I got a letter in the mail from the Justice Department saying, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't, with this video, you can't do any of this. Okay. So I took it down. A lot of you may have noticed I took down that one that said UNCG arrest update. What I got here for you, though, is that I was told after that, my court date, which they dropped, they had charged me with resisting an officer, and then they charged me with carrying a concealed weapon. Now, this is Derek Vernon, right? He goes on, I don't know where he goes, but he goes and he finds that a knife can be a concealed weapon. But it's got to be a specific kind of knife to be a concealed weapon. And a pocket knife is not one of those. The problem with him is he's got tunnel vision, you see. He reads the headline, but he doesn't read the fine print. Derek, There's fine print there. For God's sakes, read the fine print. A knife that can be folded into its body is not considered a concealed weapon. Read the fine print. It's probably why you didn't do so well in school. But anyway, I got my knives back. I went to the UNCG Police Department. I got my knives back, and I talked to Lieutenant Whitaker. Now, I wanted to ask Lieutenant Whitaker. I said, you know, the prosecutor threw out that stupid charge of having a concealed weapon as a pocket knife, and I was at, now if I go out again, you know, are you going to arrest me for having my pocket knife? You know? And he goes, well, basically he says, well, don't do it. Oh yeah, it's legal, but don't carry it just so my officers won't arrest you for it. What goes through these people's minds? I mean, you arrest somebody for something that's not illegal. You put them in jail. You get their mugshot taken. They have to hire a lawyer. They have to go through months of getting into court, and they've done it because they arrested you for something. And there's no ramifications to these police officers. They don't get punished. They don't get told. You're such a moron, there, Vernon. You're a moron. No, why did you do that? Anyway, what's coming up here, guys? I'm going to show you a video that my interaction with Lieutenant Whitaker of the UNCG Police Department. So I hope you enjoy.
Lieutenant Whitaker? Yeah, I've got some concerns. First off, thank you for getting my property back to me. Second, I put in an open records request, and I asked in that open request for information on arrests made specifically for pocket knives that were, considered deadly weapon or concealed weapons. And I got back a list of, say, maybe 10 to 15 arrests that were made for concealed weapons. And mine was specifically for pocket knives. And I noticed the date of my arrest was on that list. And on that list that was returned to me, it stated that the arrest for that concealed weapon was justified. Now, it doesn't say my name on it, but it's the date and time of my arrest. All right? And it says it was justified. Do you still believe that arresting someone for having pocket knives is justified as a concealed weapon? Are pocket knives a concealed weapon under North Carolina law?
What you just mumbled there, I have no idea.
I'm sorry I mumbled. We don't all have the fortunate of having a good dental work, okay? So I'm sorry if I'm offending you. But I'm asking you, are pocket knives considered concealed weapons under North Carolina law?
I'm not going to debate with you.
I'm not debating. I am asking you a simple question you should know as a law enforcement officer.
So what you're trying to do is debate.
No, I'm not. Will you arrest, if I go out carrying my pocket knives again, will I be arrested?
I don't know.
Why don't you know? Don't you know the law? Have you looked up the statutes?
Mr. Long, what can I help you with?
I don't want to get arrested again for carrying pocket knives.
Maybe you shouldn't carry them.
Why would I give up that right when I have every right to carry them under North Carolina? How is it that I know North Carolina law better than you?
Hey, that's your opinion.
What?
That's your opinion.
What is?
Your opinion.
What's my opinion?
What you just said.
What did I just say?
You tell me, Mr. Long.
You're going to let your officers out here charge people, cause them to go to jail, hire an attorney, go through all this crap when you know that this is not against the law. What kind of crap, what kind of people are you training here?
What can I help you with, Mr. Long? What would you like help with?
I would like to know if I'm going to get arrested if I carry my pocket knives.
Answer that for you.
Do you know that's against the law? Is it against the law or not? You should know that. Come on, you're a lieutenant.
I'm not going to debate with you.
I'm not debating. I'm asking you a simple question. Is it against the law to carry a pocket knife?
What do you want?
Is it against the law to carry a pocket knife?
What do you want from us?
Is it against the law?
Debate with you.
I'm not debating. I'm asking you a simple law enforcement question.
No, you're trying to debate.
No, I'm not. Is it against the law to carry a pocket
I'm not
knife?
entertaining your debate.
Is it against the law to carry a pocket knife? Answer my freaking question.
Have a good day.
Why won't you answer my question?
Because you're argumentative.
I'm not argumentative. You're argumentative.
And you're not.
And you don't seem to know the laws you're supposed to enforce. You're a lieutenant. How long you been a lieutenant?
Okay. If you don't need any other business, you're welcome to leave. You're welcome to hang out in the lobby all you want to, but we're done with the conversation.
So you don't know the law, right? You don't know the law, right, Lieutenant Whitaker?
Stuff to do. I'm not going to sit up here and debate.
Were you the one that justified the concealed weapons arrest for pocket knives on that report?
This whole decision, Mr. Ball.
Were you the one that justified it? That's what I'm asking.
Didn't you go to court for that?
Yeah.
What'd they say in court?
Well, did you read the report?
No, I didn't. I didn't go to court with you.
All right. Well, the prosecutor dropped it.
Dropped the what?
Concealed weapon.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
So are you going to arrest other people for carrying a pocket knife?
That's what court is for.
No, court is to adjudicate legitimate crimes. Legitimate crimes. You just can't arrest people for things that aren't even a crime, and you don't even correct your officers on it. That's crap, man.
What would you like help with?
I'd like you to fix it.